Here you have Cameron taking what we like to call an assessment test. And basically what that is we'll take the kid out and we'll let them shoot a few times before they use the JP shooter, so we can get a good feel for what their abilities are, where their weaknesses are, where their strengths are. And this way we can have a better assessment of how to help the player become a better jump shooter and rebounder, and all the basic necessities that they need to become a better player. The key here is to position the camera in a certain angle so we can get a better look at his form, the height of his arms, the elevation, and to see how high he's jumping. If you notice here, Cameron is not a basketball player. He does step across the line every time he takes a shot, and that's just one of the cool things that we want to show you about the JP shooter, that it's not for those that are developed players or those self-proclaimed developed players. It's actually for those players that don't have a game and that's looking for the competitive edge to develop their game. Here we have Cameron right here shooting over the JP shooter, working on his free throw shot, and the key here is to elevate his arms. We are the goal here is definitely to get him away from shooting with his chest, and get him more focused on elevation, arm elevation, and one fluid motion. Once again, if you notice in this particular video, Cameron is still jumping, he's still crossing the line, and he's giving it 100%. But at this particular point, definitely it's clear that he needs help, and the JP shooter is helping him right now. It's helping him correct his form. There's a little bit additional help that he needs to elevate his game. Here you see us positioning Cameron to get a better side angle of Cameron's free throw shot. As you can see, he elevates his arm. However, he is still jumping across the free throw line, which kind of makes the free throw pointless at this point. But you do see great form right here. You see great elevation on his arms. And this is for a kid that's never played organized basketball. Here we move the camera back again to get a better side angle so you can see the effects that it's having on his jump shot. Once again, we like to state that Cameron has never played organized basketball, and so this is all new to him. And we felt that it was really key and very important to take the time out to show you that the JP shooter has great benefits for those that already know how to play, but even for those that don't know how to play, that spends maybe 5 or 10 minutes a day working on their jump shot and working on their free throw, it actually increases the shooting percentages by 40 to 50%. So a player can only get better as he continues to work out with the JP shooter. So right here we had enough. We watched him pretty much shoot for about 4 minutes and 40 seconds, and so now we're gonna take the time to stop, give him a little direction, just a little bit, to help him work on his form. One of the things that we're gonna help him work on, as you'll see coming up here, is We're going to stop Cameron and get him just to get back to the basic fundamentals of learning how to elevate his arms, giving him proper form, which is something that is not learned overnight. However, it is something that as they continue to practice, a player can only get better at. So right here, you'll notice we kind of stop Cameron, we slow him down, and we just take him back down to the basics of one-hand jump shots, learning to elevate your arm, definitely flexing your wrists, and just practicing just the basic fundamentals before you can get into using the JP shooter. We take him a few shots here. We just take him real briefly from the right hand, then we take him over to the left. As you can see, he's actually enjoying the process, and it's kind of awkward, shooting from with your left hand for a player that actually wants to shoot with his right. So, but we felt that it was really important for him to actually go from the right to the left and feel that awkwardness that he has in his left hand, which would give him a little bit more mental confidence with his right hand. So we let him shoot for about 20, maybe 30 seconds of just back and forth, getting the ball up, flexing the wrist, good arm extension. It's very important. As you can see, he's looking up, he's elevating his arm, and he's flexing his wrist. Very good. So in this next footage you see here, you'll see Cameron take about 9 shots. This is his last test. We've taken him through the process of learning how to break his wrist, or gooseneck as most players like to call it. And you'll notice here that of the 9 shots that Cameron takes, he's going to make about four of them, which puts him at roughly about 40 to 50% increase in his shooting abilities. And of the 5 shots that he actually misses, he's pretty much 95%. If you look at those shots, they're about 95%. Have a 95% chance of actually going into the rim. So the percentages are pretty high for his accuracy. And this is just for the kid that actually only worked out with the JP shooter for approximately about 8 minutes. Very first time. Once again, he's never played organized basketball, and he's just out here basically as a friend, showing us and showing the world the added benefits to what the JP shooter has to offer kids and adults. And so the last couple of shots you'll see here, he'll probably make the last. I think he makes the last one here, then he'll miss the last 2. So he made 4 out of the 9, and that puts him roughly at about 45 to 50% shooting percentage, which is good for a kid that never played basketball a day in his life. The JP shooter is awesome. It's a great product, and this is the best worst case scenario that a coach or any parent can have for their kid.